Well, the topic of the night, racism continuing to rear its ugly head in South Africa. Several recent cases are in the courts. One holiday in Greece last year, Adam Catzavelos filming himself thanking heaven there was no black people in sight using the K word. He faces still a charge of crimen injuria. That case has been postponed until July. The older case, Penny Sparrow referred to black people as monkeys. Recently, whistleblower Angelo Aggrizzie appeared in the Equality Court and agreed to pay 200,000 rand for using racist language. Well, today, convicted racist Vicky Momberg's appeal against her conviction and sentence was dismissed by the South Gauteng High Court. She does have some days in which to file an application for leave to appeal to the Supreme Court. Otherwise, she must hand herself over. Remember, Momberg was found guilty of crimen injuria last year after she called a black police officer the racially derogatory K word 48 times. She was sentenced to 3 years in prison, one of which is suspended, so effectively 2 years. Let's get the latest now from Hasina Gori, our reporter on the ground. Hasina, tell us what played out in court today.
Yes, so Francis, we saw Vicky Momberg, the convicted racist, calm, collected and cool in court. She was representing herself. As you know, the last time she was in a court, she did tell her legal team to step down, that they were misrepresenting her. She also called for the media to be told to leave the court. Those didn't, stay, and the media was allowed to stay. Today, handing down a judgment, the judge found that there was no reason to deviate from the sentencing and the conviction, and her appeal was dismissed. He said that she was evidently unremorseful, and there was no reason to now deviate from that. As you've mentioned, there was a video that circulated and went quite viral in 2016, where you see Vicky Momberg uttering those derogatory terms, not just the K word, but other racial insults against blacks in South Africa. She says the K word 48 times to both a police officer that was trying to assist her after a smash and grab incident, as well as the police call center operator that was trying to assist her.
Okay, but she's not going straight to jail. So what are her options now concerning the Supreme Court?
Legally, she now has a chance to approach the Supreme Court of Appeal. The judge handed down an order today that she has 30 days in which she can appeal her conviction and appeal this dismissal of her appeal at the High Court. And if she does not decide to go that route, she then has 48 hours where she has to hand herself to the Randburg Magistrates Court to serve the remaining part of her sentence. She only served 5 months of that 2 years which she has to serve. So then she has to serve another 1 year and some change if she does not decide to appeal this case.
Just put this in context for us. Is she the first convicted racist serving time behind bars and perhaps going to continue doing so?
Yes, she's one of the first. It's a landmark case in South Africa where we saw someone who uttered these derogatory terms and found himself facing charges of criminal injuria, but was sentenced to time in prison. We've seen other cases like Aggrizzie, who went to the Equality Court just yesterday. He was given a fine, and there was no criminal charges then brought to him. We know in that case, they did not decide, the Human Rights Commission did not decide to pursue the criminal charges. But in her case, the criminal charges were pursued. She was given a sentence, and it was handed down. And it's quite a huge impact for others that decide to, utter these words, that they can face jail time.
Could she argue, I think in Penny Sparrow's case, there was a jail term, but wholly suspended, so no actual time behind bars. Then there was a fine. Angelo Aggrizzie not even facing a charge of crimen injuria yet. Could she try and argue that the way these cases are being handled isn't consistent, at least?
She could argue that, but right now her defense consistently has been that she's not a racist and that she suffered from sane autism, which basically means that she had limited capacity for her actions and she was traumatized by the smash and grab and then acted out and said these words because of that. So that's been her defense right now. If she decides to, appeal this conviction right now and appeal this at the Supreme Court, she could then argue this, and that might change the outcome.
All right. Thank you very much, Hasina Gori, for that update. So Vicky Momberg either to hand herself over and go back to jail or try an appeal now to the Supreme Court of Appeals. We'll follow that case for you.